So we've been doing, oh, great, thank you. We've been doing some restructuring, and before I introduce George, I guess I'll talk for a moment. Thank you all for coming. We're so happy to have our honored dignitaries with us tonight. Our district leader and our division leader are both in the house. Evelyn and Fenty, thank you both so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And we are going to have 4 speakers tonight. So we're going to rush through the introductions just a little bit and get started right away. So I'm very excited about the 4 speakers. One is looking for a kidney, one has just gotten a kidney, one has done research on getting a kidney and needing less anti-rejection drugs, and one that I'm very excited about has just started working in our county here in New York with helping them, their center, to expand so more people in Westchester County can find kidneys. So thank you all very, very much for being here. I'm so happy that this meeting is taking place and is kidney centric. And I'm delighted that you're all here. So to that extent, Sarah, our presiding officer and VP of Ed for the Vice President of Education, has asked to say a few words. So Sarah, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, especially our guests, our dignitaries, Evelyn Marrero, who's our District 46 Director, Fenty, who is Division A Director. Thank you for volunteering to fill in some roles, as I was not sure I was going to be able to make it tonight. But we're going to have a brief meeting at the end, so I would like all members to stay at the end as we're going to be taking a vote. So all members, please stay. We're just going to have a short meeting at the end after our meeting. So welcome all our guests, our members. We have an exciting meeting, 4 speeches. Wow. I'm amazed by all the speeches, and I look forward to hearing everyone tonight. So our Toastmaster is going to be Evelyn, but before she goes on, we're going to have George Thompson, who is our Sergeant of Arms, read our mission statement.
Well, welcome to our meeting. Club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And with that, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I was waiting to be introduced as the evening Toastmaster, but it's okay. I think I can just come on in right after our mission statement. Every club in Toastmasters International has the same mission. We have over 14,700 clubs throughout 144 countries. And the mission of each one is exactly the same, as George mentioned. The goals of this particular club is to unite those members of the kidney community that have donated, are waiting to, our donees are waiting to donate, or are waiting to be a donee, and or those that support them. So it's a very, very large community, and the purpose and the goal of the club is to unite all of them so that they provide support as they each learn how to become better communicators and maybe even better leaders along the way, because Toastmasters is where leaders are made. Toastmasters has been in existence for 98 years, so we must be doing something right in that area of communication and leadership. I'd like to start by introducing those individuals that will be helping in our meeting. For those of you that have never been to a Toastmaster meeting, the Toastmaster meeting is broken up into 3 parts. We have the first part, which is prepared speeches. Then we have a second part, which is table topics, and that's impromptu speaking. It's learning how to give that elevator speech, that 1 minute or 2 minute conversation that you can have that can make a difference to whoever it is that you're speaking to. That's called impromptu speaking or table topics. And then the third part of the meeting is the important evaluation, the feedback. Feedback in a supportive and nurturing manner, always keeping in mind our core values of respect, service, integrity, and excellence. Those are the core values of Toastmasters International, is how you give back feedback on speeches so that the speaker can learn and gain knowledge about how to improve their speech and also to know what it is they're doing right. So it goes both ways. It's to learn what you're doing right as you're speaking and how you can also improve. And that's the third part of our meeting. And every meeting is typically the same. You have those same 3 parts. So let me introduce those individuals that will be having roles in our meeting, and each one can give a little quick summary of what it is that they'll be doing in their role. So for the first part, I would like to call our timer, Fenty Kuropatsky.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you so much for calling me first. Yeah, I'm not expecting that, but yeah, thank you so much. But as a timer tonight, I will help all speakers to track your speaker's time. I would like to bring up some different colors in my background. So tonight we have 4 speakers, right, Lisa? And as a timer, at 5 minutes, I'm gonna bring up the green cards. You guys see it? And then the yellow card at 6 minutes. And then the red card at 7 minutes.
We also have 2 icebreakers.
We do have icebreakers. Okay, for the icebreakers, thank you, Evelyn. I will bring up the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and 6 minutes, I will bring up the red card. And you have 30 minutes to wrap up your speech, and hopefully by 30 minutes, then you all already finished with your speech. And it's gonna be the same rule with the evaluators and also with the table topic participants. But with evaluators, your times will be 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 minutes, I will bring up the green card, 2.5 minutes, yellow and red card at 3 minutes. And for the table topic, 1 to 2 minutes. I hope that you can try to speak up to 1 minute. And I'm gonna bring up the green card at 1.5. I will show you a yellow card, and then 2 minutes is gonna be the red background. And that's my explanation for tonight. And I will give it back the control to Evelyn. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you so much. So keep your eye on that timer so you don't go over, because time management is ultra important. If someone asks you to speak and they give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes at a conference, at a presentation, at a meeting, and you go on and on and on, people will start to get up and walk away or fall asleep. So time management is important. Okay.
And also, Evelyn, and also please don't forget to pin me. And I hope that you can explain how they can pin me.
Right. So typically you can pin if you hover your mouse over the photo of Fenty, who has a red background. You'll see 3 little dots. And when you click on that 3 little dots, it'll say pin. So you can pin her that way. Or if you happen to be able to see the whole screen, you may be able to just see her and not have to pin her. So you can also pin her through the participants. If you pull up the participant screen, you can also do it that way. Okay, now we move on, and I did timer first because Mark has 2 roles. So he's gonna take a little bit longer to explain both of his roles. I call Mark, who is our grammarian and our R counter. Mark, the virtual stage is yours.
Oh, thank you, Evelyn. So I will be giving the word of the day, and I also will be counting for what we call Oz or filler words like well, but, maybe, or so. Just words that we typically use to try to fill in the gap, and we all do it to some extent, and we just try to get better at it. And I know when I first started, I was very nervous about this, but don't worry, no one's going to reach out and grab you by the throat or anything. So as far as grammarian, again, if I hear anything that's kind of peculiar, I'm not an English major, so don't be worried too much about that. Except for you New York people, your accent, I just don't know if I can handle that. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Mark, do you have a word of the day?
Yes, the word of the day is impetuous. And impetuous means a driving force, incentive, stimulation, or encouragement resulting in increased activity. And I think with the Kidney Club, impetuous is a good word for us to understand and use. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So if you use the word of the day, which is impetuous, everyone in the club can snap or do some sort of signal to show that we've heard the word of the day, and Mark will be keeping track of that. Thank you so much for the word of the day, Mark. When you have a chance, if you could throw it into the chat, that'll probably be a good thing. Okay, so I believe that we have a quote master this evening. Tanya Lewis is our quote master. Tanya, I call you to the virtual stage. You're muted, Tanya.
Okay, I'm here. You got me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. Toastmaster. What am I supposed to? I'm not sure where's my role, what my role is.
You were signed up for a thought or quote of the day.
Oh, huh.
Do you?
Okay, my quote of the day would be strong in your task, which is to stay in the place where you can get a kidney, and don't give up, because giving up is not an option. I think that not having the thought of not giving up give us a more boost of looking towards, to forward ourselves to better things. And with my hope and faith, I am quite sure that one day I will get a phone call and they will call me for a kidney. So keep the hope and keep the strength. That's it. I think I'm done now.
Thank you so much, Tanya. That's a very inspiring quote. We
Thank
must
you.
keep the faith. We must keep the hope in everything we do in life. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we are ready to begin our meeting with our first prepared speech. And our first speaker is Larry Orbach, and he will be doing a speech from Presentation Mastery. He will be doing the level 4, Building a Social Media Presence. His speech will be 5 to 7 minutes, and the title of his speech is, well, before I do that, let me introduce Larry. Larry is a retired businessman who volunteers with seniors to help them with modern technology. He currently has stage 5 kidney disease and has an active campaign to find a living donor. We welcome Larry
Yes.
Orbach. How to run an aggressive, excuse me? Can everyone mute themselves unless they're going to speak, please? Thank you. How to run an aggressive living donor kidney campaign, How to Run an Aggressive Living Donor Kidney Campaign. Larry Orbach, the virtual stage is yours.
Okay. Before I begin, I would like to ask Master Timer to hold off until I can make sure I can screen share, because I've had technical difficulties in the past, and I want to make sure that I'm right on the mark with this. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, here we go.
Let the timer know when you're ready, Larry.
Yeah, you know, it's just amazing how the PowerPoint becomes its own mind when it goes onto Zoom for some reason. I just want to make sure that I'm not there. I'm not there. All of a sudden now I don't see it. Oh God. Hold on. This worked perfectly before. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, then I got to do slideshow. Okay, now before I begin my speech, Madam Timer, you can now start timing me, please. I would appreciate it. And before I begin my official speech, I just want to let everyone know that I'm going to post my email address into the chat room so that you can email me and I'll send you a PDF version of the presentation, because there's a lot of interesting information there. And due to time restrictions, I can't go through every single line. So I will post my email address and you can email me.
Larry, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. You are
Yeah.
not screen sharing yet.
I am not screen sharing yet.
No.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. I got so excited that I got the thing on my screen that.
I'm excited to hear your speech too, but I want to make sure we can
Yeah, I
see.
thought I hit share screen and then here we go. It's just
Okay, so now you've got to hit
oh, okay.
the other
I
button.
see.
Now you're
Okay.
all set.
Okay,
Now,
thank you.
timer, if you could please give
Please.
Larry his time. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I already let you know that I'll be sending emails to anybody with my PDF version of this presentation. Good evening, everyone. Who am I and what is my goal? I'm a 68-year-old man with end-stage renal disease who is looking for a living donor to avoid dialysis. My speech tonight will cover how to run an aggressive living kidney donor campaign. This is the most important thing for you to take out of this meeting if you're in a kidney campaign. Think of it as a marketing program where you're marketing yourself as to why you should receive a donor. And it bears worth repeating. Think of yourself as almost a product or service, except you are the product or service who is looking to promote yourself as to why you need, why you deserve a living donor as opposed to someone else. Promote any volunteer work that you do with church, temple, or any other organizations, which you'll see some of the things I've done. But you can also highlight how important you are to your family, such as taking care of a relative's children while they are at work. There's many, 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 many good stories out there about people taking care of family and neighbors and strangers. Something that says, I'm worth it to get a living donor. So this is very, very important to remember this idea. There are different ways to sell yourself and to get your message out. How to share your story. Share is a big word here. We really, really have to remember, we have to share our story as much as we can. 4 years ago, I was doing volunteer work. My name was Techno Larry. I helped seniors with their technology, their iPhones and iPads, how to pick up Uber and all those things. And the organization that I work for, Family Services, put it on their Facebook page. And then before I knew it, someone from the newspaper, the Sun Sentinel, came in and interviewed me. And a week later, I picked up the paper and I saw myself on the cover. I even pushed Trump to the right, regardless of how you feel. I pushed him to the right. I was the main story there. And so that's how that worked. It's viral because the next time, about 3 weeks later, someone came in from Channel 25, the ABC affiliate. They went ahead and interviewed me, which was aired several times on their news show. Again, this is all the media that covered my volunteer work. Then I got a call from the associate producer from the Steve Harvey show. It was a syndicated show at the time, and they did what they call a shout out with me. I went ahead and pre-recorded a 2-minute shout out. He thanked me for the work that I did. And again, it's free. It's free sharing to as many people as you can get to. Then I had a brilliant idea about 6 months after the Steve Harvey interview and the other interviews. Why don't I call the radio station, TV station, and ask them to interview me? And don't you know, they sent somebody around and said, Larry helps seniors. Now he needs your help. And he did a whole 2 or 3 minute presentation article that was on the evening news twice with the premise of Larry was there for the seniors. Now he needs you to help him. When it comes to social media, we know we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You should also email and text people with your message. Again, and ask them to share. Remember, share, share, share. You're not asking someone who you're emailing and texting or posting on Facebook to give you a kidney. You're asking them to share their story to trigger that one important person who will decide to sign up and be a living donor on your behalf. This is a sample advertising model. Do not worry about writing anything down. This is what I followed, and you'll get this in the presentation if you email me for it. Again, this is advertising ideas. And again, all these things, some of them I did, some of them you can do. And we don't have to worry about going through each one because you'll get it in the presentation that I emailed to you. I put a magnet on my car, but you don't have to go this elaborate. You can get a piece of oak tag and put it on your car, and that'll show everyone that you need a kidney. There are stories, if you Google it, people in Orlando and other areas who put a sign on the back of their car, and don't you know that's how they got a living donor, just by getting oak tag from Michael's and some magic marker. How to create a business Facebook page. If your Facebook page is not getting you enough shares, in your opinion, this is how you create a business Facebook page. Again, you can see that when I email you the presentation. If you look on the right-hand bottom, I'm at 1,024 shares, which is 10 times more than I had doing it just on my personal website. So this is already up to 1,200 since I screenshotted this the other day. So you want the shares, you want the shares. This has to continue. Finding a living kidney donor is not a sprint or a marathon. It is a journey. You need to share your story and share your story. Hopefully, with the tools that I can provide to you, if you request a copy of my presentation, that will help some of you move along the process and give you some great ideas as to how to run an aggressive campaign. Don't get yourself stuck in just doing one thing. Spread out your paradigms. Go all the way out as far as you can and get as much done as you can done. Again, share, 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 share your story. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Larry, for that wonderful speech and information about your journey in finding a kidney. I wish you a lot of luck with that. Please provide in the chat your email so anyone interested in getting a copy of your presentation can email you for that copy.
Yep.
Okay, so we will now ask the timer to put a minute on the clock. And during that minute, everyone can, in the chat, send Larry any type of message or evaluation or comment about his speech and presentation. Timer, can we please have a minute?
I don't hear him.
This is a minute where we're being quiet and writing in the chat how much we appreciated Larry's words. So if you could write something in the chat, Larry would appreciate knowing how his speech impacted you. Thank you.
1 minute's up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fancy. Okay, so after each speech, we will have a minute that you can send a message. It's not an obligation, but you can. And the feedback, as I said, is what helps the speaker know what he did well or she did well, or where you think that they can improve. So that feedback, there is an evaluation later on of his speech by someone, but your personal thoughts are always also very helpful. It's not an obligation, and you can private chat, or you can just chat to everyone, however you wish to do it. It's your complete choice. All right, so let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Dexter Kuntz. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Dexter?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. All right. So Dexter is very new to Toastmasters. He's looking for a living kidney donor. At a recent visit with his nephrologist, his doctor mentioned that a number of centers are using bone marrow stem cells to increase the success of kidney transplant. He decided to research this topic and share his findings with us tonight. Dexter is doing a level 3 elective from Presentation Mastery. The project is called Researching and Presenting and will be 5 to 7 minutes. Dexter Kuntz, does bone marrow help with ending anti-rejection meds? Does bone marrow help with ending anti-rejection meds? Dexter Kuntz, the virtual stage is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Actually, I first heard about the bone marrow and the kidney transplant about 15 years ago. There was a poster that was hanging in the Dollar Center where I was at with Mount Sinai. And right now I'm looking for my second kidney. So when I was there, the poster said that bone marrow done along with the transplant would eliminate you from having to have the antibiotics. So I looked into it some more today. And I don't know if you can see this. You see those two women there? That's Jessica and Christian. They're two sisters. When they were both children, Jessica gave Christian some bone marrow. She had leukemia. She's healed from the leukemia 25 years later. It's the picture they're showing them at now. 25 years later, she gave Christian a kidney. And to the doctor's surprise, when they gave her the kidney, she needed no anti-rejection meds. So that alone, what's the word for today? I can't pronounce it, right?
Impetus.
Impetus. So this is definitely, I think, what helped motivate more people into doing this operation. Right now, I noticed that there were 12 centers in New York State that do it. The Mayo Clinic is the most, that does the most. These hospitals have donor wings for the bone marrow. You know, the bone marrow is taken first from the person, and then it's put into the recipient after the transplant. But they've also done some with the transplant and different bone marrow. Doesn't seem to work. But it's been a great help. It's something that they are still examining to see how much they can get this approved. I wonder with something that's so prevalent, kidney disease, and if this is the option where you get the bone marrow from the person and you get the kidney at the same time, and you don't have to go on the drugs. It was personally, they said not all people does it work. Not every person that gets the bone marrow. Some of them still have to use the have to use the drugs to fight off the infection. But for the most part, it seems like the way you would want to do it, And I think a lot more hospitals around the world are doing it now. There's only 2 in New York City, and that's well, not in Manhattan anyway. That's Presbyterian Hospital and NYU Hospital. There's hospitals all over the state that's doing it. And if I had the opportunity to get a transplant and the bone marrow, I think I would like to do it. If any of y'all have had the transplant before, and then you had to take a trip soon after, you realize that you had to get a big tray, put all your meds in there, like 6, 7 rows to separate your meds. It's a lot easier than looking for a dialysis center, but you still have to keep up with your meds. If you slip up or something, you're right back where you were in the beginning. So this is amazing. I think that you can have an option that can leave you free from having to take medication with your transplant. I don't know how many of you have had a transplant before, or how many of you have the transplant now, like the gentleman that spoke earlier. I know when you start out, you're taking a lot of meds. You're taking about 13 different medications. So it is, and the medications are always on your mind. No matter how long you have a kidney transplant, you're taking the meds. They're always testing you to make sure the meds are right, everything. But with this bone marrow transplant along with the kidney, seems to eliminate a lot of that. And any questions? Anyone have anything to ask? Okay, I think that's my time.
Thank you so much for that, Dexter.
Mhm.
All right. Can we have 1 minute on the clock, Fenty, so that anyone can give feedback to Dexter, or they can maybe ask him privately some questions? Dexter, while we have that minute of silence, there was a question in the chat that says, doesn't that slow down the transplant? You need 2 donors. I think you said the donation was from the same person, the bone marrow and the kidney would be from the same individual. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that it would be done simultaneously.
Yes, the kidney, the bone marrow actually transformed the person who received it, and it kind of tricks the kidney into thinking that it's in the same person still. It's like the immune system from the person who gives the bone marrow becomes the immune system of the person that receives it. So, something.
1 minute up.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, our minute of feedback is done. Let us move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker, George Thomas. An introduction of George Thomas. He got his kidney this summer, so congratulations, George. He's new to Toastmasters, and tonight he will share how staying positive found him a living kidney donor. George will be doing his icebreaker speech for presentation mastery, which will be 4 to 6 minutes. And the title, George Thompson, the title is No Matter What, Stay Positive. No matter what, stay positive. George Thomas, the virtual stage is yours. You're muted, George.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Staying positive is one of the most important things that you have to do. You know, I've been to dialysis, and I actually, I remember going to dialysis for the first time when they told me how to go to dialysis. I was very upset and down. And I remember going in for the first time, and everyone in dialysis was like they were waiting because they were so upset and sad. So what I did, I decided every time I go in there, I'm going to make everybody laugh. So when I went in there, I made everyone laugh. They enjoyed when I came in there. So we laughed. They asked where Mr. Thomas coming in. I made the nurse laugh. I made the patients laugh. Not only that, it made me feel better. Not that everything was easy every day, not at all. But to have that positive attitude, no matter what happens today, I'm going to make it through it, no matter what. And I did. And you know, no matter what I think a lot of things with some patients, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor when you're not sure about something, or ask questions. Say, hey, I'm not sure about this. Could you explain this to me again? Let me know what's going on, and you know, investigate. You know, investigate stuff. It makes you feel better that you not only just the doctor's doing something, but you doing it too to make yourself feel positive. And the positive attitude is the healing for your body. If you mentally positive, it helps your body heal. It helps your body heal faster. And no matter what the outcome was, I had a positive attitude. Was I going to get a kidney now or later? It was going to come. No matter what. If it was 10 years down the road, I was going to get one. I would do the dialysis at the time. And that's is what I had to do. And not only that, you have to have something to live for. I have my granddaughter, I have my kids. I had something to live for. If it's a cat, you know, if it's your animal, whatever, you have to have something to keep you going. I have myself, of course, but I have other things to live for too, to keep fighting and to be positive. And my kids look at me, no matter what goes on, they see me as a strong dad, a strong man. My dad, no matter what my dad does, he gets through it. And they even say it to their friends. My dad been through this, and every day he comes home, he makes dinner, he does this, he does that, no matter what. Not telling my kids it, but by showing them, by showing the other patients, no matter what I go through, you can make it through it too. And when I got my kidney, now they're positive, like they're gonna get their kidney too, absolutely. So being positive, it's just like laughing. It rubs off on the next person. It's contagious. So never give up, never give up. It's always hope. It's always hope. And I got my kidney. The first time I got a kidney, offer a kidney, it fell through. I got sick. 30 days later, I got another offer. And I really believe it's not only just my spiritual preference too, but having a positive attitude, and it turned right around exactly 30 days later. I found a kidney, you know, and that was just a blessing. So stay positive. And even with my healing, I'm way ahead of the game, because mentally I'm keeping it positive, and my body goes with my mind. If I keep my mind positive, guess what? My body's going to go along with that. 13 weeks, they tell me, well, Mr. Thomas, you're going to be going to the Georgetown for 2 days a week. At 7 weeks, I started going to Georgetown 1 day a week. because I believed that it's going to get better. No matter what I go on through, I kind of push myself just enough. When I get tired, I rest, but I still do my normal stuff as my body constantly heal. It's like, yes, George, let's go do this. Let's go this. Absolutely. And I was supposed to not even drive for months. Within 6 weeks, I was driving again. A positive attitude changes a lot. You know, it heals. You know, people absorb their energy because when you're happy, people make people happy. You know, just staying positive all the time. You know, and it's times that you're gonna have bad days. You get your bad days. You know, like I tell you, I have a bad day. You know, I may even cry. I dust myself off, go back at it again. I suit up and go right back at it again, no matter what. I have to keep it positive. I'm teaching my kids, no matter what you go through, you have to keep it positive and you will make it through it. My mom always tell me, today don't last forever, tomorrow will come. And absolutely, that is correct. So I made it through all them storms and I'm gonna keep going. So.
Thank you so much, George. That was a very inspiring story. Okay, let's put 1 minute on the clock and please send him whatever message you would like him to know from you in the chat. You could private or everyone, however you want to do it.
One minute has elapsed.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. Okay, so for our final prepared speech of the day, we have Maria de Borba Silva. Maria will be doing her icebreaker speech in the path Persuasive Influence. It's a 4 to 6 minute speech. Maria has been a Toastmaster for 3.5 years and is the present Vice President of Education, the current Vice President of Education for PMI Westchester Toastmaster. She was also the founder of that club. She's new to the world of kidney transplantation and is delighted to be a member of the Kidney Stories Toastmasters Club. She's one of the newest members to the club. So welcome to the club, Maria.
Thank you so much.
Maria de Borba Silva, Outreach Coordinator. Maria de Borba Silva, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you everyone for allowing me to be here tonight. It's really an honor to be a part of your club. So last Monday, I started a new job. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Transplant Center at Westchester Medical Center here in Valhalla, New York. I'm actually the first outreach coordinator ever for the Transplant Center. So many doctors have been telling me, oh my gosh, we've been asking for a coordinator for years. So the way kidney transplantation works here in New York State, if you need a kidney, you can only be on one wait list at only one hospital in New York State. So Westchester Medical Center is close to Montefiore in the Bronx and all the renowned hospitals in New York City. We already talked about some of them tonight. NYU, New York Presbyterian, Mount Sinai, Weill Cornell. And then we have Northern New Jersey, Hackensack Medical Center. And on the other side in Connecticut, Yale and Hartford Hospital also do kidney transplants. So all of these hospitals that I just mentioned have outreach coordinators, and some have more than one. And for years, they've been going out to community dialysis centers and nephrologist offices and even primary care physicians talking up their programs. So since Westchester Medical Center has never had an outreach coordinator, they've been forgotten about by many of these referral locations. So in this past week, I've just been really trying to learn as much as possible, absorb as much as possible. And I took a look at our wait list and which locations referred patients. So not quite a majority, but the bulk of referrals do come from Westchester County, which makes sense. Valhalla is right in the middle of the county. But we have referrals from all over the Hudson Valley. SUNY Albany is the next place you would go north of here for a kidney transplant. So my job as an outreach coordinator, the first thing I'm going to do is start driving around and introducing myself to these different referral sites, meet the social workers, the nurse managers, the facility managers at the dialysis center, so they'll learn more about how great Westchester Medical Center is. We really, truly have great transplant surgeons, specialists, nurse coordinators, social workers, and most importantly, our outcomes are right up there with all of the other great transplant programs. So I'm going to be creating informational marketing pieces to leave behind, and I'm going to learn, is it possible to do what they call lobby days, where you set up a table with patient education information and you're there to answer any questions that the patients may have, or you're there between shift changes because dialysis happens in the morning, the afternoon, the evenings. I'm just going to be the face for the Westchester Medical Center Transplant Center. So I'm not recreating any wheels. I'm just going to follow best practices from these other hospital outreach coordinators. And luckily, our social workers and nurse coordinators come from having worked at community dialysis centers, at other hospital programs, and they're sharing with me what they think works best. So many moons ago, I was a pharmaceutical sales rep. I visited primary care physician offices for diabetes drugs, high blood pressure drugs. I'm doing much of the same now. I also have my doctorate in health education and promotion from Loma Linda University in California. Having lived in California for 11 years, I never thought I'd be back here in New York, but as they say never. And I really have struggled the past couple of years. We don't have quite the public health infrastructure here in New York as California does. But now I feel like God has put me in this job where I'm using all of my past experiences to really make a difference. And there's so much to learn about kidney disease. And I'm going to bring back to our surgeons what you shared, Dexter. I'm just so appreciative to learn from all of you here so that we can improve outcomes. And to end, this is very personal for me. I was named after my great-grandmother, Maria Enderla Schultz. Of course, I'm Maria. My middle name's Enderla. My maiden name is Schultz. She passed away from kidney disease at age 36 in 1916, before dialysis, before kidney transplants. It had a major effect on my grandfather, who was 13 years old when she passed. I really feel like she's up there with a hand in this and everything I'm going to do in the future. And I know I'll meet her one day and we'll have such interesting conversations. So I'm so appreciative to be part of this group, and thank God for all the medical advances, that we do have dialysis, that we do have transplantation. home dialysis, and for those who are giving up a spare kidney, so many living donors, and every year that number goes up. So thankful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Maria. 1 minute on the clock, please. Send Maria some comments, some feedback on her presentation, either privately or to everyone, however you choose.
One minute has elapsed, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Okay, so the first part of our meeting has concluded, and now we come to the part of table topics. For a lot of Toastmasters, they always think that that's the fun part of the meeting. So we'll see how much fun our table topics master, Lisa Thompson, can put into our table topics session. Lisa, please explain table topics before you begin. This virtual stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your warm introduction, Evelyn. I would have done the same had I had a moment earlier to do that. Thank you for being here tonight. So the speeches were beyond, and I so appreciate you all being here. I wanted to quickly mention that Robin, Uche, and Kathy are in the house, and although we don't have time for their introductions, I'm delighted that they are all here, as are the rest of you. So one of the things Larry mentioned in his speech tonight was about branding, and I would like to know if any of you have focused on you as your own brand. So if anyone would like to answer that, that's great. Otherwise, I will call on Mark Scotch.
Okay, wait, Lisa, can you just explain how the process of table topics for anyone that's
I'm
new to the
sorry. You
meeting?
know, I did mean to do that. Table topics is an impromptu speech. It lasts from 1 minute, which will be green on Fenty's timing cards, to 2 minutes, which will be red. And in between, you'll see yellow at 1.5 minutes. And it's just a time to answer a question that you were not expecting that has to do in our group with any topics that may come up in the kidney community. So Mark, I am asking you if you would like to talk about how you brand you in doing the Oregon Trail. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lisa. My impetus for this was to basically, I couldn't donate another kidney. So I decided to do the next best thing, which is ride bicycle. We all know that the two are related, right? So for those of you that don't know me, I donated a kidney a little over 2 years ago to a stranger in Louisiana, and I live in Wisconsin. So I decided to put together a bicycle ride after my donation. 7 months after I donated, I rode my bicycle from Wisconsin to Louisiana at the age of 64 or 65, I can't remember. But anyway, it's about 1,500 miles. So I tried to brand myself in the sense of, hey, you can save somebody's life and you can also live your life. You don't have to, donating a kidney, that doesn't have to change anything. So I started the Oregon Trail, and I did not come up with that name, a friend of mine did. But I've done 4 rides so far, one from Wisconsin, Louisiana, one from Martha's Vineyard to Wisconsin, and one from San Diego to Lubbock, Texas. And I'll be doing another ride this spring from Lubbock, Texas to New Orleans. And there's a reason for all that. If you go to my website, you can probably get it. I'll put it on the notes. But the branding is all about getting the attention of the media. And how do you get the attention of the media? You have to stand out somehow. So that's where the bicycle ride comes in. This old guy that donated the kidney, news, TV, newspapers, radio, podcasts. I've probably done close to 150 to 180 interviews in 2 years. And it works. Sometimes it doesn't work like you think it would or should, but it does. So thank you very much for that opportunity, Lisa. Back to you.
Thank you, Mark. I so appreciate everything you're doing for the kidney community and spreading awareness. And I'm just in awe. I'd like to have Donna next. Donna, could you share with us some of the strategies that you're using for sharing Billy's need for a kidney donor?
Hi, thank you. Boy, nothing like being caught off guard. First of all, I wish my husband would be more involved. He's the one that needs the kidney, and it's been challenging to do a lot without him. But I have set up a Facebook site, but it's my Facebook site, and I think that's been the problem. So thank you for the correction. I will set up a business site for him. Because every time I try and get more people, they all send me horrible pictures. So it needs to be a business site that it's clear. Anyway, I have my car is covered in big clear stickers. Then in white, it says Bill Needs a Kidney. .com, which is the website that I've created. I also have a website on eating health for, diabetic eating. If you're so you don't go into renal failure, and that one also connects to him. I'm also an artist, and I have I just had an art showing where I was out at a public fair, and I had a big, huge one of his yard signs that says BillNeedsAKidney.com, be a hero. And I bought a ton of those yard signs, and I now have other people placing them on other people's lawns. So it's been really interesting, and everything drives them to the kidney donation website. I've come up with business cards, brochures, all kinds of stuff. We came up with a neat plan to do this with a kiwi. It's a pink stuffed kiwi, but my family rejected it. So I wanted to get on TikTok and do it. I had a funny rap song about Bill can't pee, he needs a kidney, but nobody wanted to hear it. So it got voted down by my children. So now I have a stack of pink kidneys or kiwis if anybody wants a kiwi bird. But so I keep plugging at it. I don't know, I'm trying. He had 2 kidneys come up. We're in Boston, so obviously it's a huge market, but the 2 came up within 2 days of each other, and then he hasn't had one since. So, and that was in May, and May both fell through. So it's been really quite a process. But there you go. Lisa's been fantastic helping me out. She keeps me going. But yeah, I'm all for try to stay positive. He had cancer before this, so it's been a very long haul for my kids. That I'm in the process of printing more yard signs right now. People keep wanting to throw money at me, and I'm like, I don't need money. I need a kidney. So, but now I'm finding out that lawn signs are expensive. So I'm taking the money. So sorry, I'm a much better speaker when I'm prepared.
We're going to invite you back once you are prepared, and we'd be happy to have you do an icebreaker in 2 meetings. Our next meeting will be on November 6th. And that night we have a wonderful speaker, Jim Myers, who is going to be our featured speaker. But on the 20th, there's room for you, Donna. So we'd love to have you come back and do your icebreaker.
Okay.
Kathy, I can tell that you're sitting there with all kinds of thoughts. So you can speak about who you are and anything about what might have touched you tonight. Kathy, please unmute.
Lisa, were you talking to me?
I am. You're the only Kathy in the house.
Okay. I was very touched with the meeting. I thought the speakers were excellent, informative. I really enjoyed every one of them. I believe in positivity. I believe in what the mind can conceive and believe the mind can achieve. I really go along with everything that everyone was saying tonight, and it's been a very interesting meeting, and I thank you for letting me be a participant.
And Kathy, what are you doing in order to share Anthony's story?
I've done letters. I did a letter that was sent out to all friends, family on Facebook. I've done cards. I have signs up in our church. It's been sent out in our church. It's in his office. Was sent out where he works and with his business. And we have cards made up that have the information and who to call. I'm trying to think of what else we've done.
That's a lot. You've done a lot.
Well,
Thank you so
we
much.
did the video. We did a video.
Oh,
that
did you?
The video really got a great response. We had a lot of people respond to the video.
I'd love to see it.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
We'll post it on Kidney Stories Facebook group.
Okay.
Or you could also post it to the Kidney Stories Toastmasters.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Good, good. Okay,
Hey,
I think
Lisa.
our timing is probably up for table topics, and thank you all so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful table topic questions, wonderful responses. That ends the second part of our Toastmaster meeting. And now we come to the third and final part, which is our feedback portion. And for that, we have a general evaluator. And tonight, our general evaluator is Maria de Borba Silva. The virtual stage is yours.
Thank you again, Madam Toastmaster. And this has been such a fantastic meeting. Lisa, you warmly welcomed and introduced all of us at the very beginning. We didn't quite start at 7 o'clock for that reason, but that is a more than valid reason to start a little bit late, but we did catch up on time. So we are doing really well. And I would like to introduce our timekeeper. Are we doing the timekeeping now or at the very end? This is a little bit different.
Evaluations go first.
Okay, so let us start with speech evaluation number 1. And I believe that is Lakshmi Valuri. Lakshmi, please take the stage. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I really enjoyed the speech. I loved the approach that you took of branding ourselves, think of ourselves as a product. And it's something that people would resonate with because we market ourselves for jobs, everything, social media being a big topic. And recently we watched a video where they said who, what, why are very important when branding. And you covered that very well. You started by who you were, what is it that you were referring to, and why, that I am worth it. And therefore I am branding or marketing myself. And that provided, I thought, a very good structure throughout. And for the what, you shared some very specific tips and we shared in your journey. And you gave examples from yourself of how you shared your story. And because of the work that you did, you were picked up by the newspaper, you were picked up, it went viral. And that told us, yes, this is something that it's kind of a journey. And I'll come to that as well in the end. So I liked how you tied that all together and you come across as somebody that clearly has like an expert that really knows the social media space. And you made a topic that I always find overwhelming, social media, into something manageable, chunkable that we can use. The last piece is the tips that you gave your audience were very specific in terms of what they can do and come back to. I thought overall it was excellent. And what would make this even stronger is even though it was a lot of information and people are getting the PowerPoint, maybe just a couple of pauses after a few slides to let people digest it just a bit. And I would have loved to see a little bit more of Larry, the person. But overall, I absolutely commend you on taking all of these concepts and providing such a very distilled way to look at it. And and in the topic that you chose, it was a very empowering message of this is us, this is our brand, and we are out there sharing our story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. That was an excellent evaluation. And now we will have evaluations for speech number 2. George Thompson.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Larry, you had a good speech. I think you had everyone at the tip of their desk trying to figure out, how do I get a bone marrow transplant after I get my kidney so I don't have to take these dang anti-rejection drugs? First of all, relax. Go over your speech a few more times. You're nervous, and it shows. Just relax. That's one thing that off the top of my head, I can see that needs some work there. Clarity, we can understand you. You were doing a good job of speech. Vocal variety, you were getting back and forth with some low tones, and you do have a deep voice. So sometimes it might be a little bit more difficult to understand. So I've gotten the same comments too, that when I speak too softly, that they can't understand me. But low voices usually penetrate more, and you did a good job with that. You had good eye contact. We could see you looking at the camera. Gestures, you're cropped. Can't see gestures. If you're going to use gestures, raise your hand so that you can be seen by the camera. Now, audience awareness. This is a captive audience of people that are in the kidney community, and the awareness is here. Important information in new developments and trying to get how can we get away from the anti-rejection drugs. Comfort level, I think you're comfortable, but you need to relax a little bit more. The tension is there. I can tell it in your voice. The interest, again, I think everyone in the audience is interested in how do we get a kidney and not have to go through the anti-rejection drugs. Well researched. This is something that nobody has heard about, very likely, and you did your research and you found out what needs to be done in order for the transplant and the bone marrow to be done at the same time. And with that, I would say you did an excellent job of getting your message across. Again, relax. And that is important information that you've got for the community. So thank you. And back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, George, for providing that excellent evaluation. We all learn when our brave speech takers take the floor, and we learn from the evaluations for our next speeches. So thank you. And now we have Lisa to provide the evaluation for speech number 3.
Oh, okay. I do.
Okay, so tonight I'm evaluating George Thomas's first speech in our group, and it's such an honor to be able to do that. George has been one of my clients, and I'm very, very happy that he has received his kidney. So I thought your speech was excellent, George. I think that your message of staying positive and the examples that you gave with how you're positive for your family and how because of your positivity, they can view you as being a strong dad and a strong man. And that it's not that you're telling them that you're strong, it's that you're showing them through everything that you do. So I think that that's really important. We spent this weekend watching our son in action with his daughter. And your speech really brought that home. So I appreciate that. I think that to challenge yourself, I think you should join the group officially and keep giving speeches like this from your heart and learn how to use presentation devices such as slides. And I think you'll be an amazing asset for our group. You speak so inspirationally and you have the impetus to give your message to the kidney community as people are watching and waiting for themselves to develop the skills that you have in staying positive. And even the other day, George, in talking to you on the phone and telling you that I was struggling, you turned it around and you made me feel positive and you helped me to laugh and to enjoy the conversation with you. So I'm delighted to welcome you to our group and to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
And anything we can do to make your journey from here on better. I know one of the things that happens for many, many recipients is that we wake up from surgery feeling like we want to give the gift of a kidney to other people in the community because we've gotten that gift ourselves. And we wake up feeling more altruistic and more inspired and more motivated to help the community. And I'm so happy you're here. So thank you for your speech. Well done.
Thank you.
Back to you, Madam Evaluator.
Yep. Thank you. Sorry, I had a little mute moment there. So that was
Not a
such
problem.
an
I forgot to turn
inspirational.
the floor back over to you, so all's good.
Your evaluation was so inspirational on top of that really inspirational speech. So thank you so much for that, Lisa. And now Sarah Cosette, our Vice President of Education, will be providing feedback on my speech. So thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Maria. Well, welcome to our club. Thank you for being our newest member. I really enjoyed your speech as you're becoming an outreach coordinator in this new position you just started. Congratulations. I really loved how you started and your journey and how you got to where you are. You were very positive, enthusiastic. You gave a clear message on how you want to achieve your goals and new positions about going out in the community, doing outreach. Again, with the background you have amazing roles. So in your icebreaker, you gave us a clear path on how you're going to accomplish this. I mean, again, you came across coming from not being in the community, but you have so much passion for what you're in this mission. It's like you are soaking it all in by being in this position. You're learning a lot, and that came across in this speech that you're now starting in this position, but with the skills and knowledge you've had from previously. So I learned a lot more about you. I know I've seen you in your other club, and I didn't know that all of the experience will lead you to this, for example, this club for essentially, but also in your new role. And you're going to come to give us many more speeches like this. And I would love to see more your progress in that. One thing I would want to see is more, again, your background. I love your background, but it kind of cuts off your gesturing. So if maybe fixing the background for next, I know it's hard on Zoom. So, but your gesturing, I would work on that. Otherwise, great job. And what I would love to see, challenge yourself. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering, sorry. I would love to see what kind of stats are coming from the transplants for Westchester Medical and what your goals are from that center. I would love to see from doing the speech, maybe again, another 6 months when you're in the role for 6 months, and see your progression as as an outreach coordinator. What have you done in this role in 6 months, a year, and see what your work and how you're evolving. And again, this could be multiple speeches. And I would love to see that progress in your journey. And congratulations in that role. And thank you for being a member. And thank you for doing a speech tonight. I really appreciate it. Great job.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that, Sarah. And So now we'll move into our next evaluation rules. Yep. So Fenty, if you could let us all know how we all did on our time.
Are you talking to me, Maria? I'm sorry. I think my network. Yeah.
I think you're next on the agenda. If you can share the speech times and the table topic times and evaluation times.
Timers report.
Okay. Yes. Everyone hear me? I don't know if maybe my network is.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And you are a great speakers. As you know, time management is very important, like Evelyn mentions earlier. I would like to say congratulations for all speakers tonight. Well, my report is will be, well, congratulations. You are all in the range of the time requirement of Toastmasters time management, which is excellent, except for Dana. Dana, you have 2 minutes, 40 seconds. I think you were a great speaker, and I'm looking forward to hear your speech when you become a member. Like Lisa mentions, I think to all of you as well, if you are not a member, looking forward to see you grow club. And thank you for sharing your inspiring speeches. I always learned a lot when I attend this club, and that's gonna be the end of my report. And I'm gonna give back the control to Maria. Marie.
Thank you so much, Fenty. Great job, everyone. And now our grammarian and Akanzu, you're going to do both for us. Mark, please take the screen.
Thank you, Miss Genuine Evaluator. There you go. Made a mistake right there, didn't I? So the first person that I counted was, is it Panias? Is that how I pronounce your name? Is that close? Panias? Okay. Okay. I only heard 3 ahs from you. And I know a lot of people are new here, so it's very easy to.
I can't. I'm in a meeting, hon. Give me a minute.
Okay. And the next person, Fenty, you've got a chance to talk quite a bit. I think I heard 3 ahs from you. Larry, you did very well with your speech. It was very flowing, and obviously you had it down pretty good. A couple ahs were in there, but they actually didn't seem to disrupt anything. First speaker, Dexter, I feel you were kind of reading off the top, or you weren't reading a speech, you were just talking off the top of your head. And that's a little bit tougher to keep a flow going. So there's a couple dead spots in there. But in general, you did very well. A couple ahs, a few you knows, a couple ums. You did use the word of the day. I heard that, or tried to. Very good. Dexter. Moving on to George Thomas. Again, I think you were speaking from your heart. So it's tougher to, I think, stay on track and not use filler words when you're just speaking. So sometimes it's good to have a speech prepared, but sometimes it's not if you're just going to speak from your heart, which I think you were. So I heard a few ums, a couple you knows, but again, your speech was so inspiring and so from the heart. I don't think that hurts the speech. I actually came from a sales background, and I actually learned that sometimes too polished a speech doesn't sell as well as just speaking. So I think you did fine. Both Dexter and Larry did great. Or Dexter and Larry and George, all 3 of you. Maria, again, you did very well. You're from Toastmasters background, so I saw you had a speech. You did very well with it, very well prepared. Couple ahs, a few ums, but nothing serious again. 2 table topics. We all kind of said a few ahs and ums, but I don't think there was anything that was crazy. I didn't hear any bad use of grammar or improper use of grammar, I should say. Oh no, I was happy. Thank you very much. And back to you, Madam Evaluator.
Thank you.
You're muted, Maria.
I've been gesturing here and talking. Thank you, everyone, our evaluators. It was a great meeting, and turning it over to Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Well, we've come to the point of the meeting where it is almost done. We have had the 3 parts, our prepared speeches, we've had our table topics, the impromptu speaking, and we've had our feedback, as well as the reports from our timers, grammarians, and our counters. I just want to make one comment. One of these days, I'm going to get this big sign that says, "You're muted," and it's going to be my background. Because it seems to be that as long as we're in these Hollywood squares, somehow or another, I think Zoom plays tricks on us and just mutes us when it wants to, just to see if we're paying attention. But anyway, it was a great meeting. We had a lot of fun, a lot of great speeches, good feedback, good table topics. Everyone, I hope, enjoyed themselves. I know I did, and I was very honored to be your Toastmaster of the day. I now return the meeting to the presiding officer, Sarah Cazette, our VP of Education. Take it away, Sarah.
Thank you, Evelyn, for being our Toastmaster of the night. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy. As the District 46 Director, I'm so happy you were here tonight. Thank you for all our speakers, all of our guests that helped out. Fenty, our Division A Director, Lasmi from PMI Toastmasters. Thank you for being here. Our guest members, we couldn't have done this without any of you. I mean, you bring this meeting together. We had amazing speeches. Thank you so much for that. I really enjoyed every speech, and table topics, of course. Lisa, you had some great questions. Thank you. We're going to just have the members. I would like for if you could stay for a few minutes at the end. Guests are free to go, but thank you so much. Our next meeting will be having our open house on November 6th. We have Jim Myers is going to be our keynote speaker. So we will be posting that on our Facebook page, our group, our website. So I would look forward to everyone being there. Come back. Any questions, you can reach out to myself, Lisa, and we'll be here. We have a email, kidney stories, toastmasters@gmail. So you can always reach us there. I will put that in chat, or reach out to, you know how to reach us. Obviously, Lisa invited many of you. So thank you so much. And again, I will look forward to seeing you on the open house. So the members can stay back, and the guests can and leave and enjoy your evening. Thank you so much.
Do the guests need to leave, or are they welcome to stay?
We're just going to have a meeting with just the members and officers.
That's
But
fine.
thank you, and our Division A Director. And
great seeing everyone.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all for coming. I'll be in touch with all of you. Thank you. Great
thank
meeting.
you.
Wonderful meeting, and it ended right on time.
Yes.
Tanya, are you a member?
I'm sorry?
I don't know if Tanya and Robin are members.
No, they're not members yet.
Okay. And Dexter is, but left?
No, he's on officially yet. We have to get his payment.
Okay. So we're good now?
Robin,
Oh, okay. I don't know if Robin's here. We haven't heard from her.
okay.
We can have her leave. That's fine. How do we do that? Did you do that?
Okay.
She's gone. Okay.
All right, Sarah, why don't you go ahead and make the announcement, and then
Yes, I
begin
just
the
wanna,
meeting and make the announcement.
yeah, so this is our official kind of calling a meeting of for our members and our officers. We have 3 open roles of vacancy: our president, secretary, and vice president of membership. So we need to take nominations for those roles, so we can have them filled.
I'd like to nominate Maria for whatever job she would like.
And again, I'm VP of Education and Treasurer. We currently have George as Sergeant of Arms, Lisa was PR, but we're going to be some shifting things around based on our role. So I want to nominate Lisa Thompson for president. Anyone else?
I second that. Do you need seconds?
Yes. Okay. Anyone for the vice president of membership?
That's the
Why
same as
don't you do
PR.
one roll at a time? Do one roll at a time, Sarah.
All right, so I'm not sure how to do this.
Okay, all right, so you ask for nominations. If there are no more nominations, you close the nominations.
Okay,
All right, so that is then closed.
so Lisa Thompson is going to be our president of Kidney Stories Toastmasters.
No,
Well,
not yet.
not yet, we're just doing the nominations.
Okay,
first.
nominate. Okay,
You and I need to go and visit the
I know.
the other group about how to do this because it's
Robert's
important.
Rules of Order.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
yes.
there's a parliamentarian group and I've been thinking about going but it sounded
Okay.
kind of boring, but I think this is why we need it.
All right, so-
I have no idea how to do this either.
So,
Okay,
Oh,
first
next-
of all, you have established a quorum. There are 5 members present.
okay,
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members present, so there is a quorum. Is it 5? No, there's 6. 2, 4, 5, yeah, there's 6 members, because there's yourself, Lisa, Mark, Larry, and George.
yes.
So there are 6, so you have a quorum. So the nomination is closed for president, and the only nominee is Lisa Thompson. For the role of VPM, Mark, you resigned as VPM?
Correct. I
Okay.
resign.
So you then ask for nominations for the role of VPM?
Is that the same as PR or is that something different?
No, VPPR, that's Vice President of Membership.
Oh, so so there's no PR.
There is.
Oh,
There's
there is,
Vice
okay.
President of Education, Vice
Yeah.
President of Membership, and Vice President of Public Relations.
Okay.
There's Secretary, Treasurer, Sergeant at Arms. 7
Yeah, so-
roles altogether.
So, Lisa, if being nominated president, Larry would want to step into PR.
Okay, but that's not a role that is up unless you want to nominate yourself for a different role. And relinquish the VPPR role. Aren't you the VPPR?
No, Lisa is.
I've
Lisa is,
been the
okay,
VP.
Lisa is the VPPR. Is she
Right.
relinquishing the VPPR role?
Well, Larry said he would take it over, so if he'll take it over, then I would relinquish it.
Yes, I'll agree to that.
Okay, well, we're doing the VPM right now. So
Okay,
let's finish with the VPM. Does anybody want
Okay,
to
so-
be Vice President of Membership?
I'll take that.
Now, Sarah, you've got like 6 roles.
I know, but we don't have it, but we'll have to get that eventually.
Okay,
So you already have president nominated and then VP education.
VPM is,
VPM already.
okay. So
But
now,
Sarah's planning on
Sarah, you
taking
are-
4 roles.
okay, just a second. Lisa, you have been nominated as president. Do you accept that nomination?
I'll accept the nomination.
Okay, you are also the Vice President of Public Relations. Would you like to resign or continue as the Vice President of Public Relations? You can do both.
You can.
Right, so I mean, if
Yeah.
Larry were gonna take something else, I would continue doing VPPR. If Larry wants VPPR, I will give it up to Larry. If Larry were going to do membership, then Sarah wouldn't have to.
These are the 7 roles. Larry,
Right.
is there any role there that interests you besides president? Because that nomination has been closed.
Vice President of Membership would be fine.
Okay, so you would like to be nominated as Vice President for membership?
Yes.
Okay,
You sure you're okay with that?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
okay.
okay. So then I'll stay on as VPPR
Just try to getting members.
And Larry's gonna step into.
They'll work
VP
together to get
membership.
members.
Yeah, it's
All right.
all together.
Sarah closed the nominations for VPM. Do you withdraw your VPM nomination, Sarah?
Yes, I withdraw.
Okay. So are there any other nominees for the role of VPM? Seeing none? Sarah, you can close the role for VPM.
Okay.
Okay,
We don't
VPPR,
actually vote on any of this? Or
not
we
yet.
vote again?
At the
You
end.
take the nominations and then you do the vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. So now that you have that nomination, so Lisa has been nominated for president. She also holds the VPPR role. Larry is nominated for VPM. The secretary, we have that role open, yes?
When do you have your board meetings?
That was a contention. We're very flexible because there's not very many of us. So ideally it would be the last Sunday night of the month, but if that doesn't work, then we're very flexible. You know, Larry, George, and I have like pretty much unlimited flexibility.
Or we probably do it sometime during the week at the convenience of the officer.
The officers.
Okay, Maria, are you contemplating nominating yourself for a role?
I don't think I really honestly can at this time.
Okay, you're
just feel like
starting on the job and you're
Yeah.
starting on the job and your VPE at PMI, not a problem. All right, so the role of secretary is open. Does anyone want the role of secretary?
Yeah. We need to fill
Larry,
these.
you'll
roles.
take on VPM and secretary?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
We need to fill these.
okay,
Larry's determined to have us succeed, and I
Well,
appreciate that. Thank you.
okay. The treasurer is, Sarah, you're the treasurer?
Yes.
Okay, and the VPE, right? So that's
Yes.
not up. And George Thompson, you are the SAA, right? Sergeant at Arms?
Correct.
Okay, so we now have, you can close the nominations. And
Mark
you
still
can
here?
say, Sarah, you can close the nominations and say that we have one nominee for the role of president, Lisa Thompson. If there are no objections, you can accept by unanimous consent.
Okay, so we have one nomination for president, Lisa Thompson.
Okay, and you can say there's no objection.
There's no objections.
We'll accept it by unanimous consent.
Yes, we'll accept this by unanimous consent.
Okay, then you can go on to the VPM and secretary roles, and you can do that simultaneously because Larry's the same for both.
So Larry is going to be the VPM and secretary.
Has been nominated. He's
Has
not going
been
to be. He
nominated
has been
as VPN
nominated.
and secretary, and it's by anonymous, unanimous.
Seeing no objection. If
There's
there are
no
no
objection.
objection, you'll accept by, okay. So typically, if you had a secretary, you would just ask the secretary to cast one vote and they would be nominated and they would be voted by that one vote. But because there was no secretary, you're doing it by unanimous consent. So congratulations, all of you. Okay, you have all been elected as officers. Would you like me to do the installation this evening right now, or would you like to do the installation at a later time and it can be done by Fenty at a later date? It's up to you. You guys decide what you want to do.
I'm fine with getting it over with right now.
Okay,
Can it be really quick?
it can be very quick.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so all of the installation, I will ask, so make believe that you're holding a gavel. All right, and I will start with the Sergeant at Arms. And the Sergeant at Arms, your role as a Sergeant at Arms, let me see if I have it here, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Call the meeting to order and read the mission statement.
That's the quickest way, yeah. you keep track of the club's physical property, if there is any. You're also in charge of the meeting place. If you ever do a meeting place that's that's not online. As online, you're basically sort of like the Zoom master, if you will. You open the meeting, you greet everyone, and you make sure that everyone has everything that they need, such as the agenda and things like that. Do you accept the role of Sergeant at Arms as elected, George Thompson?
I accept the role of Sergeant at Arms as
Oh.
elected.
Thank you so much. All right, make a gesture like you're handing the gavel over to Sarah. All right. Sarah, as treasurer, you are the club's accountant. You manage the club's bank account, write checks as approved by the executive committee, deposit any funds, make sure that the membership dues are paid, and any other bills and revenues that need to be done are done in a timely manner. Do you accept the role of treasurer?
I do.
Okay, thank you so much. You have been confirmed as the treasurer. Please hand over the virtual gavel to the secretary, who's our secretary now? Larry.
Larry.
Okay, Larry, as secretary, you maintain all club records, manage club files, handle any correspondence, and take minutes at the club executive meeting, which is the board meetings. Whenever you guys have your board meetings, you will take the minutes of those. You are also a base camp manager as the secretary, which means that you can approve the educational paths of any member except yourself, of any member in Pathways. And then you have to do the credit also in Club Central to make sure that they have the appropriate credit when they complete a path. Do you accept the role of secretary?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Please hand the virtual gavel over to Lisa as Vice President of Public Relations. As Vice President of Public Relations, Lisa, you promote the club to the local community and notify the media about the club's existence and benefits. You promote the club, update the website, safeguard the Toastmaster brand identity. As Vice President of Public Relations, will you accept the role?
I will accept the role. Thank you.
Okay, please hand the virtual gavel back to our Vice President of Membership, Larry.
Larry, here you go.
Okay, Larry, as Vice President of Membership, you promote the club and manage the process of bringing in guests and transforming them into members. So make sure that when people come in as guests, you greet them, you give them the application, you let them know how to join and any dues that they would need to pay if there are club dues, as well as Toastmaster International dues, and how the process is done. Do you accept? You also make sure that when you have members that have not shown up, that you reach out and find out if they're okay. So if you haven't seen them for a while. So that's always a good thing to check up on members when you haven't seen them. Do you accept the Vice President of Membership role?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please give
Thank you, Larry.
virtual gavel back to our Vice President of Education, Sarah Cassette.
I go all the way down to the end.
All the way down. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
it
at the bottom of
doesn't
my
follow
screen
me.
too. Sarah, as Vice President of Education, you schedule member speeches, verify the completion of projects. You serve as a resource for questions about the educational program. I know that you do that very well. You've been doing it for the entire district. Speech contest and also club mentor program for your club. You are an important source of Toastmaster knowledge for club members. Do you accept the role of Vice President of Education?
I do.
You do a great job, Sarah. Thank you.
She does a fabulous job.
Yeah, she's amazing. We all agree.
She absolutely, we all agree is right. Okay. Now, as the president, give it the virtual gavel back to Lisa.
I got it.
Having been elected president of the club, Lisa, you are its chief executive officer and expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular and special meetings of your executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club enables its members to achieve their educational goals. It is also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, division, district, and Toastmasters International to meet their goals. Please accept the gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to the office. The gavel is a symbol of the power and authority given to you by the membership of this club. Use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team as well as a leader. A team is more than a collection of people. It is an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and actions of all members with the common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club, a club of which everyone is proud. Will you, as president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your abilities?
I am honored to accept this challenge as being the club president and happy to carry out the responsibilities to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to declare that these Toastmasters installed into the offices to which they have been elected. Congratulations to all of you. See how fast I did that? Didn't I say I'd do that in
Great
about
job.
15 minutes?
That was super.
All
That was
right,
awesome.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Continue on with your club. Please follow the rules of Toastmasters International. Make sure that you follow the mission of the club. Have your meetings the way Toastmaster meetings are to be held, keeping in mind that, yes, your goal is to support and to recruit members of the kidney community. And good luck to all of you. Thank you again. And if you need me for anything, you all know where to find me, all of you.
Well, we do need you. We
We
are
are
grateful
so
that you were
honored.
here tonight, and we would
Thank you.
appreciate you being at our open house on the 6th of November.
If I can make it, I will. I think I have something on the 6th, but if I can make it, I will make it. Thank you
We
again.
would very much appreciate it.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Evelyn.
Have a great
Thank
one. Good night,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Enjoy your
Good night,
evening.
everybody.
Good luck.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.